I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Well, I'm ready when
So
you guys
what's
are.
I'm ready.
shit?
I'm ready. I'm not gonna do a shitty intro.
No. We can just say like hello. You just be like
Hello.
hello. This is Corner Combo. Talking about whatever the fuck we want because we want to. Good
I think
English,
I think
dumbass.
I think that's gonna be my intro.
I don't think so.
God fucking damn it.
No faith.
God fucking
Dude, fighting games are cool,
man.
guys. Guys, what are your thoughts on fighting games? You guys think fighting games are cool?
Never heard of them.
We should start a podcast. That's crazy.
I know, right?
Wait, holy shit. Wait, here we are. Whoa, that's crazy. Hi everyone. Welcome to fucking Corner Combo.
Whoa! Yeah, okay. We each chose a fighting game character we were gonna talk about, and we're just gonna talk about them for, however long and have a good time. Do any of you guys
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. Just to talk about fighting
We'll
games.
have a question period, maybe.
Fighting games. I was streaming. I would have been like, chat.
Well, what do you think, chat?
What are you guys thinking?
Where's chat? Where is it? No. But Nick, it's your channel and technically your show idea, so I think you should go first because this is totally the first episode and not our second attempt. After the first one was 2 hours long because we just got off track because we love talking about this shit.
You're so right. Yeah, we're just talking about fighting games. We're just talking about fighting games character we likes. Jesus. We are talking about fighting game characters that we like. Sorry, I have to talk about it like in a fucking robot voice the whole time. Bro, you know what? People are gonna argue, oh, it's not a fighting game because people are still like that. But I really liked Multiversus. We're actually recording this the day before the Joker gameplay trailer is supposed to come out, and I don't know if we're gonna get more.
Wait, the Joker's supposed to be in that game?
Yeah, they just had a trailer for the Joker. It's gonna have Mark Hamill and everything.
Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. I was too late. Sorry, go on.
I don't know if they're gonna announce anything else. I sure hope they do because we've been waiting for fucking forever. But whatever. But I want to talk about from the betas, mainly because because I've been thinking about the game a lot, and two, I'm very excited to see how the game's gonna like develop like pre-beta and when the official release comes out, whether it's gonna be much better, about the same, or God forbid much worse, which could very much happen. But I want to talk about Superman because genuinely Superman was one of the most fun fighting game characters I have ever played. And
man, I love Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. I love that game.
Dude, Superman in that game was so good. Have you seen him in Injustice? He's such a... Have you seen him zoning in Injustice? It's so funny.
We're getting off track already. Let's not do this.
I know. It's so hard not to, though. I also wanted to do it, though, because I think you guys both probably played around the same amount of Multiverses. You both played with me, and I obviously played Superman. I think, Devin, you might have played a bit more than he did. Dakota did.
I played with you a little bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're not as big of a fan of that game, but, I really liked it, though, and I want to talk about Superman, because Superman was hilarious. First of all, I watched a video recently that was talking about how Superman players thought he was not good. Superman players were like the biggest down players. I disagree with that. Every Superman player I talked to, including myself, was like, no, this character is fucking broken, dude. And he was.
You talk to yourself.
And I want to talk about what made that character so much fun, so broken, and just like hella fun. First of all, he was like, in terms of just like strength and speed wise, he was one of, if he might have been the fastest character in the game in terms of just like pure, like in terms of pure mobility, he might have been the best. He had his ground walking speed, because each character had like a run or like ground walk or whatever. It's pretty ass. He just kind of menacingly like walked slowly towards you. But his dashes, or like wave dashes or dodges, whatever you want to call them in that game, were absurdly fast and went absurdly far. And you could like chain them together in that game. So he would just literally fly across the screen faster than anyone else. It was so stupid. He was also one of the only characters who could dodge from the ground into the air. So it'd be like in Melee if you could like air dodge up while you're in the ground, or Smash in general. Which I think the only character who could do that was Batman, but Batman's was kind of bad because he had a little animation where he'd pull out the grappling hook and he would go up. And it was slow. Superman just did it instantaneously. So, and also that kept his jumps, like his ground jump, for no reason. So you could go up, jump, and then double jump, and then air dodge again in the air. I don't know why they gave him that. That was really dumb.
He could leap tall buildings.
He could leap tall
Faster
buildings.
than speeding bullet, bro.
He was also faster than the speeding bullet, and his speed was like it helped him a lot in Multiversus, because Multiversus was already like a really fast game, but having a character who could just like his dodges were so good, made it so that he could just be wherever he wanted, like whenever, and it was great. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. His power was fucking stupid. If you guys,
That's right. It's so old they use the term locomotive.
I know, right?
I forgot about that. It's like the 50s or 40s when he came out.
If you guys remember anything about Superman and Multiverses, I mean literally anything, it was probably the fact that he just killed at every like super early percents. Like he was the king of cheese in that game. He touched you once.
Yeah, I remember, man.
Like I've gone through many games where I just like at the end of each game it tells you like your KO and damage like ratio.
Yeah, you carried. I remember when you and me played. I was playing Finn.
I know.
And you would just fucking kill people. I would send him flying, and then you would just go off street. I'm like, "What are you doing over there, dude?" And you would get every single kill. Yeah, those poor casuals.
I have games where I've had like 50 damage and 4 kills. Like the whole team just died, and I was the one like in charge, but I would just like casually kill them all. Specifically,
Nice.
like his grounded like smash attacks, whatever you want to call them, were really, really like powerful, and they easily led into his combos. He had like up air and forward air, which were just like super good, like just like general like swing in that direction. All of his aerials were basically just swing in its general direction and hit really hard. Same with down air, which would kill super early. And his neutral air was like a rapid punching, like and that rapid punch would just like take opponents to the blast zone, which when you combine that with his mobility, where he had like excellent like air control, he could just fly his opponents to the end of the screen with neutral air, and he would just kill them. He would just kill them outright. It was fucking amazing. It was so stupid. It was so fun. And oh my god, especially when you would like charge his attacks, because in Multiverses you can charge most attacks. You can charge his aerials, which just deal more knockback than they already did, which were already good, and now they're even better. I have a clip of me freezing an Arya player with Superman's ice breath. She gets like contained in like a block of ice. She's at like I think like around 20 like 20 health, like 20%. And I just do a fully charged up smash, it kills her. Why? To be fair, I think she was the lightest character in the game, but like holy shit, Superman just killed early. I'll go into his throws a little bit later, but yeah, sorry, you go.
No, just it has been so long since I've played that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we played that game, that was the summer before I went to college, and guess what? I'm 2 years into my 3-year program.
Mm-hmm.
And the game's not out yet.
Like I remember fucking nothing about Superman apart from Iron Giant had a Superman thing stapled to his chest, and they would make a comment about it.
That was cute. I do.
I know they had a lot of good quips with each other.
Yeah, off topic on Superman, I loved the quotes in Multiverses. That was one of the best things about that game. More crossover fighting games need like actual like conversations between characters, because them interact.
But your favorite quote was from Superman.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
you know what?
I don't know why this is off topic. That doesn't make any sense. I was like, why are you saying off topic? You wouldn't shut the fuck up about him.
About Superman. Okay, you know what? Just to say my favorite quote is, you know what? It's funny. It's not even like a crossover quote. It's just him and Wonder Woman. But if he's fighting Wonder Woman, he says, what does he say? Something along the lines of like, "I don't want to fight you, Diana, but I will."
Wow, great job, man.
And it's
Good job, man.
it is.
But I
job, dude.
will.
He just has this like awkwardly long pause, and he goes, "But I will," and it cracks me up I will be in the most like the sweatiest game ever, like trying hard to win so hard. I hear that line, I crack up. I can't help it. It's so funny. And then
Out of
Taz
all of
knows
his
that's
fucking quotes, you picked that one to remember.
yeah. Okay, it's way funnier on his delivery. I'll send it to you later. There's also one
All
where
right, man. That's cool.
Taz calls Superman Kryptonian. He's like, Kryptonian. It's like, why the fuck do you know that?
Oh no, what was Martian Manhunter? It's like, I should blow Krypton. Oh wait, that's
He does
right.
say something like that. That's fucked up. I can't believe he would say that.
Yeah,
that's really
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
really fucked up. I think that's a win quote or something.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to actually, to go back to regular old Superman gameplay. One of the things that made Multiversus kind of annoying, and I'm sure if y'all remember playing it, it's a very mashy game. You just kind of pressed buttons.
Yeah.
You just pressed the good buttons at your opponents, and you would hit them, and they would die. And that was one of the more annoying aspects about the game, because like basically that's just how everyone played. However, what made Superman really fun was that he had some of the best like counter spam options in the game with his armored moves. His armored moves were so good, specifically because they were just all his like grounded, almost all of his grounded moves actually had fucking armor to them, but specifically his like up smash, neutral, forward smash, neutral smash, whatever, were armored. And so if someone was coming at you, whereas with every other character you kind of have to like get out of the way or dodge through it or just like out hit them with your better move or whatever, Superman could just say, "Oh, you're gonna come at me and with whatever move you're doing, okay, I have armor," and it acts almost like a parry, almost like a parry in a way. So you just hit them, and then from that you can like jump cancel or dodge cancel your moves into your attacks or whatever. And let's say you charge your move, you charge your up smash or whatever, and they don't take the bait and they just back off. Well, guess what? Multiversus is really funny, and you can just dodge out of your charging up smash. You don't have to actually hit anyone.
You don't have to commit.
You don't have to commit to anything. So I would just do it, gain some armor, and if they hit me, then I hit them, and if they didn't hit me, it didn't matter. I just dodged away, and I got to play the game again.
Did that game have infinite air dodges?
No, so you can only do 2 in the air.
Okay, because I really don't remember 100%.
Yeah, no,
I'm so sorry, man, but it has been 2 years,
dude. Seeing like people making guides or like like videos on the game, and I look at the date and it says 2 years ago. I'm like, what the fuck? How was that beta 2 years ago? It's wild.
How long was it available? It was a few months.
Yeah, longer than it should have been available. It definitely degraded in quality as it went along.
Well, from what you told me, it was like a beta, and the idea was they were just going to show it off, and then obviously not do the beta anymore, the whatever it's called, the open game, to test everything. And Warner Bros. Was like, "Oh man, it's doing so good. We should just release it now."
That's
like,
my theory. Yeah,
it's not.
That's not confirmed.
Done.
That's not confirmed, but that's my theory that Warner Brothers did that.
Well, for God's sakes, Nick, it's been 2 years. Where the hell is it?
This month.
There's all your proof right there, man. There's all that proof.
You know
right
what?
There,
They're barely showing off any gameplay. I'm kind of pissed. So yeah. I want to
wait, but on the topic of that though.
Yeah.
I've heard people bitching about it, like the new gameplay looking slower. Could you tell me what that's about? I have not like looked into it myself, but I've heard people saying that it feels slower on the new footage.
I think I can answer this one.
Yeah, go for it.
From what I know, to show off the gameplay, they made the characters a little bit bigger on the stages, just like a little bit bigger. Very obviously not the normal size, so everyone was a bit more sluggish, but it's just to show off how the game looks. So it's not like as fast paced, tiny people running around. It was like these giant people hitting each other and flying. If I remember correctly,
you're like
almost right.
Almost right. You got the right idea, just the wrong thing. The characters are actually bigger now, and they said they did that for clarity's sake. Like the game was really hard to follow, and so they wanted to make the characters a bit bigger so that people could actually follow them. But Player First Games likes to do this really funny thing where in their advertising for the game, they make the gameplay slower. Like they literally slow the game down and they play in slow motion so that it's easier to follow for a casual audience. I remember when people were complaining like, "Oh my god, the game looks so slow now compared to how it was. What the fuck? What the fuck?" No, they did that before too. They literally did that before too. Like you can look up the very first trailer for Multiversus 2 years ago. Okay, that might be almost 3 years ago. Jesus Christ. And yeah,
we're gonna die soon, man.
and they definitely just slowed the game footage down like a fuck ton, and then later on Twitter was like, "Hey, by the way, here's the game not slowed down," and it looked fine.
Okay.
I don't agree with I understand why they would do that, but they haven't really shown off much of the actual like proper gameplay yet. So, anyways,
Nick, I have a question for you.
Up? Yeah, what's up?
Didn't Superman have a costume called like Superman 1 million? He's just gold.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he did.
Okay, is that the one where Superman stays in the sun for like 1,000 years or some shit, and then he comes out? Or some whatever.
Guess on the year how long he spent in the sun again. I want you to guess how long he was in there.
God, well, whatever his fucking a million.
Yeah. Why do you think they called him Superman 1 million? I could be wrong, actually. I don't know how long he stayed in there, but I'm just...
I
stayed in there for 1 million seconds, bro.
1 million seconds.
100, yeah, 1 million milliseconds he was inside that sun.
Oh my fucking god. What was I on
is there
about?
Anything else you want to add about that?
Okay, a couple more things. I just want to talk about how fucking stupid and good he was. First, another thing that he had, that by the way counters armor, because we were just talking about counters armor. He had throws. Basically, no one else had throws. There might have been a couple throws. But like, there's no like regular blocking or shields in Multiverses. But Superman had some actual throws that he could use in the air. His side B was just like a really slow, like up and away like flight thing that he would go into, and he would just like grab you and then like pummel and like like hit you away. It was good. It was really slow and it was kind of awkward to use, but because Superman's typically so fast, him just suddenly coming at you like at a really awkwardly slow pace fucked a lot of people up. And the fact that he would move forward before hitting you would just lead to early KOs, as per usual with that character. But my favorite move, maybe in fighting games, was definitely his up special, where he would just like kind of stick his arm up and just like, grab up slightly. Not a really good recovery tool, but if he grabbed anyone, he could just decide to throw you anywhere he wanted. He could throw you forward, up, back, or down.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to bring this up because I remember that being everything you talked about, that whole beta.
It was the most fun fucking move ever. It was so funny. Yeah, he would just like a lot of early Superman footage, if you look when the game first came out, was just people camping near the blast zone and then using up B and then just throwing them down into the blast zone and killing them. They nerfed that move like a billion times. It was still so much fun near the end. I don't even care.
You know what's crazy? I don't know how you like. He's Superman, of course. Like, how do you not make him strong?
That's what I mean.
It's Superman. That's the whole idea. Is that he's a fucking absolute unit, and he's just a guy who has really good human values.
He does have weaknesses. He does have weaknesses. I'll get into that in 1 second, but I do want to talk about.
Dude, it's the rocks.
One more. What?
The rock, kryptonite. It's
the
rocks,
he does. Yeah, that's his weakness. Yeah, so if your opponent happens to have kryptonite, Superman dies immediately. It's really sexy. That was like, that was such
really sexy, really cool.
Superman versus Lex Luthor was such a bad matchup, dude. It was fucking. No. Okay, I want to before I talk about his weaknesses, I do want to talk about his ice breath because that move.
You already did.
Oh fuck, the ice breath.
Yes. So
holy fuck, we're gonna be here for another 2 hours, man.
I'm almost done. His ice breath was not a move that was very popular in the beginning. A lot of Superman players, including me, was like, this move's kind of ass. It dealt like no knockback, only a little bit of damage. The only thing it did really was apply the ice debuff. And you could freeze if it like built all the way up, but like that was kind of a long ways to go. But what people realized was, oh shit, the ice debuff is like easily the best debuff in the game, even if you only have one stack of it. Because what it would do is it would slow the opponent down. And so you have a character.
Dude, no way, that's crazy.
Who's already like the fastest character in the game and can kill super early. And you make their opponent slower, so they're forced to get hit more often. And they can't escape his combos as much, so they just die earlier. Fucking stupid, broken. They had to nerf that too. For his weaknesses, I do want. I'll talk about that. Specifically, his damage and his range were his two weaknesses. He did kill really early, but his combos didn't actually deal all that much damage because his moves were like 1, 1, 1. Whereas other characters, you know, they'd have like multi hits and like hit you like a bunch of times and you know whatever. They could actually like take you from like 0 to 60. Superman couldn't really do that. You just kind of had to hope he kills you on every interaction. And if your opponent just was living all the time, he wasn't doing all that much. And he didn't have a lot of range and didn't really have any projectiles. He had heat vision, but didn't really wasn't like that good. I mean, it was actually pretty good, but you know. But it wasn't like a direct projectile. Player? Yeah, it wasn't like a direct projectile though that you could just like throw out like other like zoners and stuff, and so he could get like camped out. So those were his weaknesses. However, I have one more thing to touch on with Superman before I move on, or you guys talk about your things, and that's the fact that Multiversus is a team game, and the reason why I think Superman was so good was because while he did have weaknesses, if he just played with a character that covered his weaknesses, he was golden. Specifically, that character is Velma. Velma was the Superman Velma combo might have been the strongest team combo in Multiversus, at least for like a while, like at least at the beginning. And that's because, for one, Velma does a lot of damage and has good range, so you know, like she can like throw projectiles and Superman could follow up behind them. She also could place ice shit on the ground, making them slow down even further and letting Superman kill them even earlier. And she was like the buff debuff character, so she could either buff Superman and now he's even better and can kill even earlier, or their opponents are debuffed, which means Superman can kill even earlier. It was just the cycle of Superman being so strong and with the right characters was just actually like overpowered. They nerfed Superman a billion times. He was still so strong. He was fucking Jesus, my PS5 just turned on. Fucking
I heard that through your mic, dude.
The PlayStation yearns for players.
It's my dad playing Spider-Man. It was amazing how good he was for how like his strengths and weaknesses were very well defined, and because it's a team game, if you have the right characters on the right team, you just destroy people, and it's amazing, and I loved it. And that's why I love Superman, because that character is fucking amazing. I could talk about this character even more, but I gotta hold off.
That's fair.
Do y'all have any thoughts on Superman? Do y'all remember anything from that character, or am I?
Oh man, dude, two Supermen fucking Eiffel Towering my ass. Like that shit was rough.
No, we're talking about Multiversus.
Well, yeah, you could have two Superman fighting. What the fuck? Okay, so okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what, man? I walked into that one, and I'm not disappointed in you. That was a good one. That was pretty good.
No. You touched on a lot of shit that was really nice. I think that character was sick as fuck only because he was one of the only characters I really saw like moving around fluently with their combo game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Multiversus. I played it, I gave it a shot. I just don't like the mashing. I don't like how mashy it felt. I don't like constantly playing doubles and having singles be kind of like not important.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the kind of game for me. I don't really like many platform fighters generally. Like I got in through Smash to the FGC. I went through that pipeline, but I'm not a fan of most of the platform fighters. They don't really hit that itch for me. So I think I'm just biased in that way. But like seeing you enjoy the character was nice, you know? And watching you play a character who I thought visually looked good, I was very it made me want to play the game even just a little bit. And I think that's all I could really ask for.
I think if I didn't love the game as much as I did, you probably would have never actually played it.
Oh yeah.
Like if I wasn't talking about how much that game made me happy and how much Superman made me happy, you probably would have never even downloaded it. Same thing for you, Dakota. I feel like Dakota, you might be in a similar boat.
Oh yeah. For me, like when Multiversus comes back, I'll probably get it casually.
I mean, it's free.
Play it casually with you. Is it going to be free? I don't even remember.
Multiversus is completely free, which is so like you lose nothing from trying.
Yeah, so I'll give it a shot. Right, I'll turn my brain off. I'll just play Finn and throw my backpack around. It's a really good turn your brain off mash shit. And I like Superman. I like the idea is like, oh, he's super strong and he can fly. But they decided to make him more like a floaty, throw you off and air combo your ass into the death zone. Mm-hmm. So you're like, oh, he doesn't have like strength. He doesn't have powerful attacks, but he can juggle your ass. And they're not multi-hit juggles; they're solid one-hit juggles. And I like that because my thought was always, if Superman really turned up, he would just fly towards your ass, punch you once, and you would go flying, and then he would keep going until you're dead. Maybe he won't kill you.
One thing I don't want to talk about him too much longer. I just want to add one extra thing, which Dakota, you might. This is an aspect that you might find more interesting, but the combination of Superman's speed and his like the one hit like power punches he does makes him one of the best characters at saving his teammates. Because if you're playing and your teammates getting comboed and your teammates, help Superman, help, I need assistance, please, fucking whatever, you can just immediately be they are. I know. You could just immediately be to where they are and like knock whoever's comboing your teammate away immediately. And then just go back to fighting the guys you're playing.
Yeah.
So him being such a strong character at saving his teammates, I think is very in character. I don't even know if that was on purpose or not, but it's a fun a fun aspect.
I feel like it was in character because I talked about it, said it. How do you make Superman? He's fucking Superman. Well, just the idea of him flying and juggling you, like him being really fast, I think is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think they did a good design choice with him.
Yeah, him not being a big like percent dealer is also really fun because like he's not a violent guy. Superman isn't a like I want to hurt you kind of guy. He doesn't want to fight too much, not necessarily. He wants to save people and he wants to beat the bad guy so there's no more threats. But he doesn't want to hurt anybody.
He's there to have fun. He's in Multiversus to have fun.
He doesn't want to deal a lot of damage or hurt anybody. He just wants to kill the bad guy so that there's no more threats and his friends can be happy.
Exactly.
That's great. Right. Just like the game.
So I'd say that's a wrap on that Superman from Multiversus. Dev, do you want to go or do you want me to go? What's your
do you have
I kind of want to hear what Dakota has to say, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to hear you.
Okay. So my favorite character is Eddy Gordo. So how I encountered fuck off. Fuck you. You did this, you got me Tekken, you fucking you did this to yourself, all right? So I encountered what happened was you were like, man, Nick, you were like, I'm getting into Tekken, you're like, I want you to play this, I think you'd love it.
This was 7.
Man, I don't know. You know what you did? Yeah, this was Tekken 7. I'd say maybe like a year before Tekken 8 was teased with the get ready, right? Not like a trailer, but like was teased that there is a Tekken 8 coming, even though we knew. But you sent me the game as a gift.
I don't even
so
remember
I
that,
play.
but I don't think I did.
Yeah, you sent me it as a gift. So I played it, and like this is pretty sweet. I tried out Geese because I was like, maybe I played Terry and Ultimate, maybe a little bit, and yeah, there was some, doing Rempukin and all that. Then I went to Negan just because I thought him swinging the bat was really funny because he had this very nice, the Skull Crusher move. Go, oh, what is it? Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
No, that's not.
Negan had a
Yeah,
lot of very funny voice
yeah.
lines, and all of
Oh
his
yeah.
animations were way too fucking long, and it was so funny,
Oh
but
yeah.
so annoying.
Agreed. So I was trying to figure because I was struggling against you because you picked up fucking Steve Fox. And I was like, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look around. I don't know who these characters are, and I found Eddy Gordo. I'm like, what is this man doing? And I go in the training room and I find this fucker dancing. His idle stance. He's fucking dancing. What the fuck is happening here? You dick around, kicks, flips. Okay, he's doing a handstand. Holy shit. What the fuck is this? And I do some research. And I have discovered capoeira, which I think is the most badass martial art ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the fucking lore of capoeira is? So in Brazil,
hit us with it.
People, slaves were how do I put this? So slaves were they're slaves, obviously, right? So in an attempt to try to fight back, they secretly started to develop like a martial art that they disguised as dancing. And slaves were escaping. And there's a story I read somewhere out there where apparently it took 4 armed guards to take out one slave doing capoeira because he was so he was evading. He was like doing a kick into like a feint, and then like he was mixing them up. Real life. It took 4 people to take that guy down.
It was the real life Eddy
Just
Gordo.
mixing them up, dude. He was mixing them up, right? So discovering that capoeira is like dance fighting was so fucking cool, right? And then there was then I delved into the lore of Eddy Gordo and how he was sent to prison on a false charge of murder. Normal 19-year-old kid in Brazil finds an old guy in prison during a prison riot, fucking beating up everyone with capoeira, teaches Eddie capoeira in prison, got out of prison as a capoeira master, and apparently in Tekken 3 he was known as the vengeful demon of prison.
I don't even know this aspect, but I know a decent amount of Tekken lore. I didn't even know any of this shit.
Oh yeah, dude, I had to look into it. But the cool part was when Eddie started Tekken 3, he really put Brazil and capoeira on the map. Like, it was huge. So huge, I'll tell you a story that with my college course right now, I have a guy named Kyle. I told you this guy's story. Very recently, I was talking to him like, oh yeah, Tekken 8's coming out. Eddie's here. He's like, oh man, that's so cool. And he talked about how like Eddie was really cool. And he made capoeira like a big thing. It's not a huge thing, but it's made people want to learn capoeira, like people who are not from Brazil. And one time I was talking to him, and I pissed him off a little bit. That's it, man. I'm gonna kick your ass. And he pops Eddy Gordo's fucking idol stance, and I don't know what the fuck to do against him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? He's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. He just starts fucking doing the little fucking dance, and I'm scared because he's a fucking 6 foot tall man. But I'm like, do you know capoeira? He's like, not really, no. I just know that.
Had it in his veins. He just knew it.
Yeah, he had his fucking veins, yeah.
Dakota, anyway. Do you think you could do it? Do you think you could do the dance, like the capoeira?
Fuck no, dude.
Not after
that shit is constant. That shit is constantly cardio. It's fucking absurd. Like the influence Eddy Gordo has had on capoeira is so great that in Tekken 8 they redid a lot of his animations, right? They did mocap. And the man who did Eddie's mocap, when he was younger, saw Eddy Gordo in Tekken 3, wanted to learn capoeira, became a capoeira master, worked for fucking Bandai Namco, and then was like, "Hey man, Elmo cap for Eddy." Like that was like years in the make. It's beautiful, and all the new stuff, or the older stuff at least, was them just kind of animating people doing capoeira, and that's why in Tekken 8 all of his animations are very different because it's a real person doing. There's weight to all of his moves, and it's beautiful because in the older games from Tekken 3 to 7, his idle stance was very flowy. And then in 8, they changed it where you can see like him shifting weight onto his heel, pushing off, kicking, going into the next step, right? Like it's beautiful, it's awesome. And another thing that I liked about Eddy is he's very overwhelming in the sense that you don't know if a move is coming out. He has moves where he'll just like do a roll and then a big long animation, like it's so minus, but like if someone catches it, they'll catch you, but you don't know. They overwhelm them. And in Tekken 8, they changed that now he can simultaneously go into his relaxed to his handstand stance, which I fucking love. Right? I don't like how they gave him just a 3-3-3 button, even though some people were like, "That's stupid." Just block the mid, you'll be fine. Like it's like that fucking one bot. What was it? Jim
Mashima, the greatest
Jim Mashima.
Twitch account.
I got so fucking mad at that because it's like, dude, you gotta. Because I guess people just don't know, but also how Tekken 8's working right now, it's a whole different story. But the worst part is you can do that 3-3-3 combo, and instead of just continuing the normal combo, you can do other moves in that stance. So you can still mix people up after doing just a bunch, just pressing 3. Like it's absurd. And then they made it that he can go into his stance, any of the stances he wants, and then just flick in between them, walk around you practically doing all these flips, and then it's like, all right, I can hit you with a low, a mid, a high, or a grab anytime I want. And they gave him a low grab, which is, look, I love Eddy. They should not have given that man a low grab.
I don't want to interrupt you, but you were a King player for a while in Tekken 8 before Eddy came out.
Okay.
You are a grappler fiend in the games you play. I cannot believe they gave Eddy Gordo like good throws like that. I'm so pissed. They made that character for you.
Like, he's already so powerful without the low grab because someone can crouch, you can low grab them, or you can do a mid launcher. Nick, what do you think I'm gonna do? The mid launcher.
Are you testing my? Are you giving me a mix up right now? What the fuck?
That's right, man. I'm mixing you up with my words right now. Which way am I coming at? Am I right, the right side or the left side?
I'm blocking mid. You told me to block mid. I'm blocking mid.
All right, man. You got grabbed. Sorry.
This felt like a losing game.
Yeah.
I felt like no matter what I said there, I was dead. But yeah.
But I remember in Tekken 7. But I remember in Tekken 7 learning how to do Eddy Gordo stuff. I'm like, this is so much fun, and they really did change him how he works in 8 to where he is a little bit more brain dead. But I like to think I play him in a different brain dead sense, not just mashing 3. Because if it works on people, it's gonna work. Or my favorite thing is conditioning people. Like I hit it like maybe twice, and like, haha, I'm crouching. It's like, well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm in my low stance. I'm not doing a low. I'm doing a mid launcher, and your ass is getting launched. I'm gonna run at you. I'm gonna do a bunch of flips. You're gonna do something, and I'm gonna grab you.
Yeah, you're a very simple you're a very simple guy when it comes to fighting games, and that's not a bad thing. You're very much if this shit works, I'm gonna do it. If this shit doesn't work, I'm gonna not do it.
But the problem is they gave Eddy so many simple options, even in his low was it Nevada stance where he's like crouching. He can low grab you, do a low, do a mid launcher. If he has a boosted like a boost, he can do a high, or he can low grab you or high grab you. Nick, that's 5 options. And you know what? Actually, scratch that 6. He can turn into handstand stance, which can hit you with a low, with a mid, with a high, or a grab.
Or the fucking the new mechanic he got too gets more.
Fuck! That's right. Yeah, that was the low I was talking about in the handstand.
Oh, right. You're right.
Yeah, I should have said boosted too. I'm sorry, but there's so many options. That's why I don't really like doing combos in Tekken. I like pressuring someone so bad that they don't know what to do. Because, God, it's just
You're
because
good at that.
even then, because I got good at Eddy in 7. I got decent. I say I got decent with him, right? I was learning how to do stuff. And then 8, and then Eddy wasn't an 8, so I had to go to King. And I don't know if you remember, but I had the whole flow chart. So I only played King where I did grabs. Like I only did was grabs, which is really stupid.
You did not combo at all, but man, could you fucking giant swing me?
No, man. I would combo my grabs. Think about it. How many times have I like grabbed you, run at you, and done like another grab? And let's be like right,
a
like
lot.
too many fucking times. And you're like, that's stupid. It's King. King has a million grabs. Everyone shut the fuck up, right? All of you, that one person, you, listening to this when you fall asleep because you don't care. Yeah, you, fuck you.
You're gonna dream about getting thrown by King tonight.
Yeah, do you want to get fucking thrown around by a big muscular Mexican jaguar man?
No,
Anyway,
I
I got out of hand. But me, even though I played, even like in my early on career, I really didn't play grapplers. I grabbed a lot. Grabbing was a huge part of my gameplay. And very recently have I really gone into like the grappler archetype because it's just perfect for me. But again, making Eddy a capoeira grappler,
a pseudo grappler, yeah.
I am so sorry. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I thought he was powerful when he had all this mix-up shit. Like, this is insane. And then you give him a low grab because now it's telling people don't even crouch low, and it's like, well, no, I'm gonna hit them with a low. Like, it's so stupid. Like, he's not the best in the game. He's up there, but if you block his stuff, you're getting like you're gonna die. Like, or not? Sorry, if someone blocks you when you play Eddy, you're screwed. They're gonna launch you. But it's the idea of what move I'm going to use.
Yeah,
Like you saw me when I played Sean, I just handstand into Nevada over and over and over again. He didn't know what to do. He ran. He did a launcher, but I was crouching when he did it, and I fucking kicked him. And it's like, fuck me. Like, I cannot blame him for not knowing what to do. Also, his running attack is really good. The drop kick into handstand. Oh. And then he could just run up and hit one of his run attacks, Nick, is just he goes into handstand with a launcher. That's his 4 button. But he's so like oppressive. He can just fucking crunch you in the corner. Being in the corner in Tekken is very rough. But man,
with Eddy especially, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Eddy, like Tekken is already a game that's very overwhelming, and Eddy is amongst the characters that makes that even more prominent. Like you were saying,
dude,
with how crazy the amount of options he has, and how like fluidly all of his options flow together. So it's really hard to know like what the hell you're even gonna get hit by and when. It's he's pretty crazy.
I haven't even talked about his heat system because even you, Nick, said it was bullshit, and I agreed with you. So, Devin, if you know, everyone in Tekken has a heat smash, right? So
yeah, for context, Devin is the biggest Tekken fan here.
I don't know how to play that game. I tried playing 7 for like 10 maybe hours at best.
Yeah, too bad, man. You have to put in another like 5 years.
I need to put some time in on Tekken 8, and I will.
But one day, man. No rush. But
I haven't yet.
With heat, first of all, Eddy has so many moves that go into heat. His back 3+4 kick, really stupid fucking guard crush move that goes into heat. I hate that. As much as I love it being such a good move, I keep using it, and it's a really bad habit that I want to break. But how can you not? It's this massive forward sending guard crush heat engager. Like, and that's where Eddy shines, is when he's right up in your face. So to armor through someone who thinks you're gonna do something else, like when they hit you with a mid, you fucking hit them, they go flying, you run up to them, and then you know what you do? You're close enough to the wall, so you do a heat smash, which puts you in his whole block stun animation. Okay, so when you finish if you block his whole heat smash, Devin, you go into your low kick stance, right? So you've already gone into like a better stance. Or not a better stance. You've gone to a stance, which again can let you from low, mid, if you have a charge, high, and can go into the other stances. Okay, very oppressive. But Devin, if I hit you with the block stun and you hit your back against the wall, it puts you in a crouch state. And Eddy has a low grab. So I've had it where I put Nick in the corner and I just heat smash because he can't do fuck all. Like I'm correct no matter what.
He gets so hard to sidestep his heat smash.
So fucking hard.
He like kicks horizontally too, so I don't know if that fucks with the hitbox too. But he does like a sweeping like horizontal kick, so it's
you can't sidestep heat smashes. You can't sidestep those. Remember, you can't sidestep heat smashes.
You can. It's just
unless
really
you do
hard.
it like yeah. So like you do it, and then his back will hit the wall, and he's in a crouch stance, and then I low grab him.
So you just get guaranteed.
Or sometimes I won't even do it. Or sometimes you don't even have to because he's in a low stance, which means that he's in stun. I can launch him if I want to, but why do that? I'm gonna reset him by grabbing him. I'm gonna get up, then he's gonna get up, and I might do a running 3 kick. And depends if Nick rolls or not. But he's probably in the corner, so it's just not gonna work. Like it's so. Oh my god. Like he's so dangerous. Every character in that game is dangerous in the corner, but it's stuff like that where
Eddy in particular is
wild. Because I think I'm so fucking smart, and I'm like, no man, they made this character so dumb now that any skill that I think I have is, I feel like I'm being carried in a way.
Can I say I'm so surprised this is the angle you went for Eddy in this, because you're just like, dude, I love Eddy Gordo, but fuck man, I'm so carried. Meanwhile, when I was playing, when I was
in Tekken, like I'm trying to stay humble here, okay? But in Tekken 7, I put in that fucking work. Even though Eddy was top tier in that game, I was still learning Tekken, right? And in 8, they changed it where he can do so much more aggressive shit in a game where they encourage you to be aggressive. Like Huarang, fighting Huarang is so difficult. It can be like they just Ali, Dragunov, like those people who are so aggressive in 7 are now even more aggressive. And it's not even just they gave him a few new moves and a new heat system. Like they reworked Eddy Gordo so that he works with the system. It's like fuck. Like how can I lose? How do I lose?
I gotta ask you then, Dakota, because like what would you want changed from Eddy Gordo, if anything, or would you rather, or are you just like cool with how he's designed, like even with your complaints? Like would you change him in any way?
So I want him nerfed, unironically. Sounds really stupid. But I'm getting really tired of people being like, I'm playing Eddy. And I've fought Eddies where they get to the purple rank and I'm blocking all their shit. Also, let's also talk that Eddy has a crouching rising launcher, which is fucked.
Most characters have that. A lot of characters have that, but I think with Eddy being able to transition from like all of his shit, his is quite a bit.
Yes, like that's the thing, right? So I know when you press forward 3+4, Eddy does like a drop kick into heat engager. I like that one because it's not armored. So that's a very aggressive, like, boom, I'm going in, catch people off guard because it sends you really forward, right? But his heavy kick should not be a heat engager. It should just be an armored move, right? And I would remove Eddy being able to do low grabs by himself or in his idle stance. I'd rather he gets low grabs in his Nevada stance.
That's fair.
I'd rather that because he already has so many options. He doesn't need to do another grab in that. And Nevada is already so fucked up. But the idea is that if you stop him from doing bread and butter stuff into Nevada, You can just sidestep it, I believe, sometimes. We've had it where we've played and there's been some Eddy jank. Just like what he does, or I'll just keep going, right? If anything, I would like to make it a lot easier to get out of his 3-3-3 chain, because I've started doing a thing where I will start with 3-3-3, or I'll just do 2 3s and I won't do the last one, because the first 3 is a mid, second's a mid, and the last one's a high.
Yeah, mid high, yeah, right? I think so.
Yeah, and that's also very hard to tell what Eddy's moves are highs and mids, but you can just crouch it after you block it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you've gotten to a point where people are actually just blocking the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's true, but you know what's crazy? I just go into Vada, walk around them, and then while I'm in my low stance, I wait and they crouch, and it's like a long time they're crouching, and I just fucking launch them. Like, good job, buddy. I'm so sorry.
You feel I cannot believe how remorseful you feel playing Eddy Gordo. I think that's hilarious considering how much I was like, dude, Superman is so cheap and I love it.
That is so fucking funny.
Well,
like, look, like listening to you talk about all this shit and how strong it is with like what sounds almost like a frog in your throat, you know? Like you're holding back this kind of guilt and fear, being like, shit, man, I really made people deal with that.
He's gonna drop kick through my window and fucking stab my neck with his legs.
You're talking about this like you're in like a fucking like interrogation room. Like it's oh man.
No, but it's I'm just trying to stay humble, because I don't want to be like, oh man, even though like, do I love it? Yes, but I talked about it before, where when a character has a tool that is so really really good, people are going to use it. You cannot deny that tool, and it's up to people to overcome that tool. So I love that a lot of people are starting to, in the later ranks at least, understand that block the Eddy shit, the casual Eddy shit.
I remember at the height of the Jim Mashima, like the bot who's just mashing 3-3-3-3-3 on Eddy. I did see, I mean, like all during the height of it, Twitter like guides online on how to beat Eddy Gordo, like minute-long guide on how to just beat like 3-3-3-3, like all of the gaps, how to beat it. And I think it's kind of nice because I mean, every character has a lot of ways you can beat them, but Eddy Gordo's, even just his 3-3-3 in particular, his 3-chain, kind of, you have a lot of ways you can defend against it. If you're fast enough, like your reaction's fast enough, you can just duck the third hit you were talking about of the third hit. Or if you block it all, well, he's doing a mid after, you can actually interrupt him before he starts the hand, I think it's handstand right after chain. And then if you block the low after, you can launch him.
He's so minus.
You get a free launch. He's minus a billion. And so
I love stuff like that, because it's teaching them like, don't fall for this bullshit. It's like, that's cool. You know what? You don't fall for that. Anyway, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to run around you, fucking doing handstand Nevada, and then I'm going to fucking low grab your ass. Like I'm going to do capoeira, and I'm going to mix the fuck out of you. I'm like, you're in the ingredients in the fucking mixing bowl, and that shit's on like a 2, and it's just slowly going around and around. And sometimes I drink it all the way to 9. I let that shit rest.
Devin,
it's like making sourdough bread.
Devin, I gotta ask you, do you have any thoughts on Eddy Gordo now?
I mean, no.
You don't play Tekken, so it's kind of hard.
I don't understand enough about Tekken. Like, everything that you describe Eddy Gordo is what I imagine Tekken is as a whole. When you're talking about like going into one stance and then puts you in a stance to get into another move, and this sets you up for a low, but then you just go for a mid instead. Like, that's my current understanding of every Tekken situation. Mm-hmm. I don't understand enough about that game to differentiate how Eddy does it compared to other characters. And that's kind of my own problem. And if you have nothing else to add, I'm going to have to talk about a game I like.
Well, see, I was going to say, I think I've taken up all my time, but my thoughts on Eddy Gordo, he's so fun, he's flashy, he speaks Brazilian Portuguese, which is very sexy, and I'll take my pants. I'm like, I'm straight, but like I'm 2% gay, and like the 1% is for Eddy and the other is for Jason Momoa.
Okay.
Go ahead, man. You do that.
All
Go
right.
ahead, man.
I'm glad you gave us that information. Thank you very much. I don't know where it came from, but your heart speaks, and we listen.
Dude, you like a fucking slutty old man from Street Fighter 6. You shut the hell up, dude.
I like many a things, all right?
He's about to talk about the sexiest character from Dragon Ball, actually.
I'm not talking about the slutty old man JP from
Okay, well then go ahead.
I'm gonna talk about Nappa, because I am a Dragon Ball fan. I love me some Dragon Ball. I've been playing for a long time. That's my favorite fighting game. And Nappa's been kind of my one trick since season 1, you know? And I have there's a lot of history with that character. Since I've been playing for so long, and this is a 2018 game. This was January 2018 it came out. I didn't get it like day one, but I think I got it around February to March somewhere. So I got it before like the first major balance patch. So like I got to play season 1, patch 1 Nappa, which is a very different experience, because people who are getting into Dragon Ball right now might know Nappa as like an annoying piece of shit character who set plays you to death off of like 1 or 2 interactions. He's a reset monster, and he's crazy. But he's also memed as being a dog shit character. People have been memed on him for season upon season for literally years now, where we say, oh, he's literally C tier. What do you mean? How'd you get hit? How'd you lose? He's C tier. Come on. This man was C tier. He was probably worse than that. Season 1, he was arguably non-functional, okay? So the biggest noticeable things from that early season that got fixed were his quarter circle back S, where it was a counter move with guard point on the counter. So you can charge it so that it would come out, it would hold the charge a little bit longer. But the problem early season was they really wanted to have a whiff animation where you don't get the counter if it doesn't interact with anything. So you can hit the first bit, and then they would just fall to the ground and your combo was over. Or they would hit the counter, actually, and it was over. If you hit them on block, you were minus. It was a terrible fucking move. Actually awful. But as a counter, it took your smash, which meant no 2H, no 5H for, like, corner carry. It ruined your whole scaling, and it didn't give you anything really crazy off of it, because you can't, like, get a setup with a Cyberman. You have no reason to, like, do anything other than just a short knockdown, you know? Like, the actual reward from getting the counter was bad in comparison to just, like, another counter from, I think Vegeta was out at the time, where his counter, you would just get a fucking, like, vanish or something, you know? You would be able to confirm.
You actually get shit, yeah.
You would get a simple confirm. That's kind of all I was really looking for. Yeah. You didn't get it with Nappa. So, like, his Cybermen also took fucking ages to put in the ground, and they didn't have a lot of utility. They were basically only for very specific corner combos, and generally at the time the damage wasn't super duper high, so like they were good for the time, but they were too situational to be meta ever. So this character relied so much on assists, and then like not having a good neutral in general fucked him up over. The reason that he didn't have a good neutral was because this motherfucker had literally terrible key blast. His stand S was one of the worst fucking moves in the game's entire lifespan, probably.
I'm like, oh my god, it's so good now. What was bad about it now? I think I remember what was bad about it, but I want you to go into it.
Yeah. So, it was a very long startup where he would pull his arm back and then toss a little teeny fireball straight forward. It was slower than the current patch. It had no hitbox on it. except for when the fireball came out, which meant that whole startup was just him doing nothing. So mid-screen, you got nothing off of it because you would have to vanish at best. In a combo, you can only combo off of into it in one situation, and that's off of a stand heavy. And then if you did it mid-screen, you got nothing. It was almost useful. Because it was so slow, they wanted it to have a lot of hit stun. So in the corner, you could do 5H, and then start up your S, and then it would hit them as they're falling from the heavy smash on the wall. And then you could link one of your light buttons. You couldn't link anything better than the light button, which meant your main combo in the corner, when you didn't have assists, or just in general, your main combo in the corner, Season 1, was like light, medium, heavy, S, light, medium, heavy, super dash. Having those lights scaled the combo bad. Having the super dash in there scaled the combo bad. And then you finally get to the corner where his other blazing flaw shows up, where he cannot stop, or he cannot end his combo without an assist. He cannot link directly into a sliding knockdown, into a super. He cannot link into S on his own. He needs to throw an assist out so that he could combo JS into J2H. It was a lot more lenient at the time, so you can hit it from a little farther away, but it was still bad. Like, it was still really, really bad that you had to use an assist if you wanted to set up a Cyberman.
Fuck.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm sorry.
If you wanted to get a big combo in the corner, you would have to use a Cyberman, which required an assist. If you wanted to play neutral, you were struggling without meter. With meter, you dealt no damage. Without meter, you're fucked. You have to use an assist at that point. Again, using assists for fucking everything. And then if you want to end your combo, mid-screen or corner, you need an assist. So in every situation that he plays, he needs an assist. If he's playing neutral, he's using it as a possible chance to get in. And to top it all off, he had no mix. He had an overhead special move, which knocked the opponent straight into sliding, so you could not use it for mix. You would get no reward unless you used it directly into a super. You couldn't even use like it into assist, like just a loose smash. Like you actually lost. They went sliding directly. You had to go directly into super. And then his only low in Season 1 was his stand medium. At the time, he did not have any other mix-up moves. Everything else was a mid. That character was dog shit. He was ass.
If there was one thing I remembered from Season 1 Nappa, it was him having no lows. It was so funny.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Funny.
That's right. They turned moves. They turned moves into lows. I remember that one.
So, like, a little bit before Season 2, it was... Hold on, I have it on my second monitor. It was August. When the base forms came out, when base Goku and base Vegeta came out. That patch had a bunch of changes for the whole cast. Nappa, thankfully, got a few of his problems adjusted. Not enough. He still had the problem with his counter not functioning. I should have also mentioned that counter sometimes just didn't work even when someone hit it. And it didn't go through projectiles or beams, so it was just fucking useless. Anyway, there's always more to shit on. That character was terrible Season 1. But finally, before Season 2 came out, they adjusted basically all of his fucking moves. So his light became a low. He went from punching you in the chest to like reaching straight down and just punching you in the dick. If I remember correctly, they made it a 7-frame button, which the fastest buttons in that game are frame 6. But the like fast lows, usually they try and keep them a little slower. Just, the mix up in that game was not made to be quick. It was all meant to be reactable, more or less. But they made his stand light a low. which he can do 2 of because of Gatlings. They made his crouch medium a low as well, which was, I thought, unneeded, because now he has 4 lows in a single block string before needing to adjust anything.
In which before he had 1.
Before he had 1, and it was not a fast one. It was a slow ass. Oh my god, I forgot to mention. They sped up his mediums so much. Holy shit, those moves were bad. They were, like, if I remember, they were the slowest mediums in the game. They were so bad. They sped them up. I don't remember when they sped them up. It might have been Season 2 patch, but fuck, they were bad. They were slow as fuck, and, like, how are you supposed to open someone up when you have no low and no overhead? You're just running at someone praying that you're, like, gonna stagger them out. And it was possible to stagger people out, but it wasn't likely. Not with a character this bad. Mm-hmm. You want to rely on scaring them, and there's no threat of mix. Anyway, so Cyberman was kind of his only, like, playing field. He would want to sit in neutral, let a Cyberman hit someone for him, and then confirm off of it himself. That's more or less what I kind of guessed would be his strategy, and it sucked. But when they finally adjusted more of the game to, like, where it is now, holy shit, I have gotten new life. Every single change that I've wanted has come and more.
Okay, I got a question about that. How do you feel about his huge change to Cyberman?
That, honestly, at first I was kind of not okay with it, but now I know it was kind of needed. It was kind of needed. It was necessary.
Because I remember playing you, and you were just constantly throwing. I was just in the corner, and I was so fucked because you would just I don't know how you did it, but you would knock me down, you'd plant, and then you would attack me. Then that little Cyberman fucker would, like, hit me twice or some shit, and I have to block it. And while that's happening, on my block side, you're planting another little motherfucker.
Yup. So like, I love that character. So I was constantly in the lab and constantly looking up different things that people were using. And this was a C tier character. No one actually knew how to play them. There were few people who actually, like, labbed shit. So when it was finally, like, when finally something broken came out, I was abusing the fuck out of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you've always played, like, really complicated low tiers, and I think what it took was, like, Nappa in DBFZ in Dragon Ball and, like, Faust in Guilty Gear each getting buffed from low tier for you to be like, wait a minute, these top tiers are kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
You played low tiers for forever.
Gimmick. I love these gimmicky low tiers. And then I realized, holy fuck, winning's fun too.
Yeah, when these gimmicky low tiers are top tier, they're even more fun.
Like, I look back on how I saw that character, and I don't know what I saw in him. I don't know why I kept playing this character when he was that bad. Everything was unplayably bad. Like, there was no reason to ever stick with that character for anything other than memes. And, like, nowadays, he's S tier. He's broken. Like, they adjusted his counter, obviously, so now it works without any, like, prior setup. You don't have to actually counter something. I'm still a little pissed, because if I remember, it was a 4-frame reversal at some point while it was shit, I think. I should have looked this up beforehand, but I'm pretty confident it was a 4-frame reversal, which is big in this game. With 6-frame normals being your fastest, and Vanish being so common, it's +2. A 4-frame reversal means it beats out your fastest normal. You want a 4-frame reversal. Nowadays, his counter is frame 5. Yeah, meaning it doesn't beat character's fastest option unless they're playing with a slower light button, like UI Goku. He has a slower L. He has a 7-frame. I think Cooler also has a 7-frame L. I don't play enough Coolers to know that for sure, though. But, like, characters who have a slower light, I can play the game like everyone else with a 4-frame reversal. But I don't have a 4-frame reversal, so against every normal character in that game, I'm sad. And I just have to take their fucking plus frames after every vanish.
Yeah, boohoo.
Boo-hoo, right? I have to play normally.
Yeah.
And then I get a hit and they're not allowed to play.
Yeah, you're saying that you played Nappa before he was cool.
I played Nappa when he was dog shit, and I regret it. I should have been playing good characters, but I don't know if I'd still play that game if I was not playing Nappa. Because I was really character specialist at the time.
You had a love for Nappa, and like when you were like big on the low tiers like Zelda and Smash, and obviously like Nappa and whatever, like you were still good with those characters. You cooked, and not only did you cook, you were like the only person cooking with those characters for a long time. You know?
Yeah. I played those very rare low tiers that no one else thought was cool, and I found so much that I loved. Like I had to debate I had to debate myself talking about Zelda because I think Smash 4 Zelda was criminally underrated for how cool she was. God, I want like the system mechanics from Smash 4 to work with Zelda. Mostly just drag down Nair. Everything else I want back too, but mostly drag down Nair.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nappa.
From one beautiful princess to another.
So Dakota, we got off track, but Dakota did mention the Cyberman changes, so I did want to bring these up really quickly. So nowadays, Cyberman like combos off of itself, which is incredible. I didn't like this change at first because I got very, very comfortable using the like really specific setups and shit. So I felt like the skill that I had gotten, like I was so comfortable freestyling into Cyberman combos. Like I felt like I had lost something now that it combos into itself. But now after a few months with this change, I've fallen in love again. There are so many new changes like to routes that I have that lead to better mix-ups, that lead to more damage, and it's way easier to freestyle into it than ever before. Like I can really, really work on shit that I couldn't work on before. And the only thing that like it really bugs me on now is that I have too much fun and it actually makes me lose because I just set up a Cyberman and then I get too afraid to leave him and like swap out and save my health that I just end up playing for another mix-up that I just don't really have. Like I get too confident because he got too strong now. I used to be so good at just going, all right, I'm gonna fucking lose now, and then not playing Nappa for a little while. Because like, oh my god, his assist is broken. His assist used to be one of the best assists in the game. Now it got power crept a little bit. That's something I should mention for a minute. Just really quickly, I'll give it like
Dragon Ball's a team game?
Dragon Ball is a team game. Before I bring that up, quarter circle forward S. He does a big explosion. Nowadays, you can press and hold the button, and he goes a further distance, or don't hold it, and it goes closer to you. Early on in the seasons, you didn't have to do that. It just auto-tracked where the opponent was. And I never had a problem with this, personally. Maybe there was some issue with it, but like, now you have to actually manually, and you can miss it. Before, I just never, I never missed it naturally.
Because you're such a godlike gamer.
No, now I miss it because I'm terrible. Before the game won for me, but now, like, anyway, that's the main move. It's fun. I love it. The assist is broken as fuck. It's just a big explosion, and those are like cover the screen, so it's kind of hard to see mix-ups when you're playing against that character when there's just smoke all over.
Its hitbox is also very deceiving. Like it's so much bigger than it looks.
It's massive. Yeah. Oh my god, it's huge. So you toss that assist out, and you just cover a good half of the screen in hitbox. So as an assist, holy shit, you're just running around, and they're not allowed to play on that part of the screen. It has a ton of block stun. For the kind of move it has, I think it's like 30-odd block stun, like 30-odd frames of block stun. Wild for what kind of broken-ass good tool that is. His other assists are kind of less notable. His C assist being in all screen tracking is kind of good. I mean, it's a C assist and it's short. Usually you want your C assists to be really long so that you can like set up better. And his doesn't like knock them backwards towards you, so it being short and knocking them away makes it a little hard to confirm.
It doesn't it doesn't do what like the general good C assists do.
Like even other tracking assists do that kind of job better, but like that's the least of its problem. I would prefer his A assist. Sometimes I get in the vibes for his B assist. Oh my god, I love his B assist, but it's bad, but it's like really fun. Like right now the meta is kind of leaning towards barriers a lot more. With like Android 18 having a good barrier, but she's not in play as often. Android 17 having, in my opinion, one of the best assists in the game, if not
Hell
the best
yeah,
assist.
motherfucker.
That assist is broken, and you're carried.
Oh, I know. I fucking know. I've told you this. I don't lie about this shit.
That assist is broken as fuck, and I will not have anyone tell me otherwise.
Hey man, I knew that assist was broken before it was cool.
That's true. But it's the barriers, right? The defensive assists are really, really strong. Like DP assists are also strong. So Nappa having his counter, which is guard point, also as an assist, seems really, really good, except for the part where it's just inconsistent and like it'll just not work sometimes. Like they carried the whiff animation that they got rid of sometime season 2, and they put it on the assist. So now sometimes you hit the assist on like a late frame and it doesn't recognize that it hit, so it'll go into the whiff animation instead of going into the pop-up on the second hit of the what the fuck is that called? Too Bad. That move's called Too Bad. Like the second hit of it will just not come out during combos sometimes. It won't work sometimes just like when you're countering properly. Or, you know, it doesn't hit from behind, or it doesn't counter from behind, so they can vanish and get away from it, unlike other characters, you know? So, like, it's flawed, but I think it's really fun, because it turns this character who's usually, at this point in the meta, usually around second spot, into, like, a half-decent, like, Android 17 replacement, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I like it. His A assist is still the best one, almost definitively, for almost every single team you can put him on. But you're not playing him for the team anymore, because the last thing I want to mention is Swap Tag that they just added in Season 3 is amazing. Swap Tag lets you swap into him mid-special move, so you can use Cyberman so much easier. Like, with the change to his arm breaker move, the knockdown one, where you can lock them down for longer, you can set up a Cyberman and program it to do whatever the hell you want from any hit you want now. You don't have to have a very, very specific situation into, like, level 3, which doesn't give you enough Oki to actually set up a Cyberman. And you don't have to be playing Nappa too early. You can just play whoever you want, go into any combo you want, and at the end of it, swap into Nappa and have Cyberman Oki. It's incredible. This is the best change ever for me. It's annoying as fuck, and it leads to snowballs after snowball after snowball of a match where you just get one hit into one kill, and then you do it again on a guy who doesn't have another assist. It's incredible. I love this game.
Man, Dev, I will say, every time you play a fighting game and you love a character, you will do every single fucking thing with that character for hours in training. And it is one of the stupidest and best qualities ever about you, because like we talked about how you don't even play Tekken, and I want you to play Tekken just because of how you experiment. Like, you just talked about how you just have all this. You just picked up Nappa because you're like, I guess I like Nappa from I like Nappa, and you
funny
tested everything with him. Well, yeah, funny bald guy. You tested every single thing out with him when he just came out, and over the years, people are like, oh, this guy's like good, or they buffed him because no one's playing him. But it's like, you're the 1% that's always been there, that tried everything, and I think it's a great thing to let people know. It's like, character like seems shit. And it's like try stuff out with him. Like there are some characters that are just ass, but those people will just put a lot of into it, and they'll figure out jank.
You've loved them since day one.
See, that's where the beauty came in, because like I've been like that for bad characters for so long. When Street Fighter came out, and the one guy who really appealed to me was a top tier, I was popping off, you know.
Yeah, and the worst part is that you two reached masters in like the first month, and then holy fuck, I couldn't, because I started in bronze. Holy fuck, I couldn't keep up with you, Dev, because you were just having so many interactions. You're like, huh. What does this do? And later you'll go into training mode. You'll figure it out, and you're like, "Oh, I win here." Like it doesn't matter what you do. It's like I know every single everything that my moves do.
Yeah,
so yeah. Dev,
it's just beautiful because even with Nappa, God, I fucking hate it. Like you,
same.
You perfected it to such a fucking degree that you're stuck blocking.
God, I'm so sorry I forced you to play that game with me. I love it so much.
Dude, I know you do. But like, it's still like, holy shit. I remember you were teaching me like some high tech Nappa stuff. This guy plays Nappa, and I'm watching him. Like, he plays like you. It's like, yeah. It's like, why does no one play Nappa? It's like, because he kind of sucks.
And it's because he's dog shit. And then you're like, how is he dog shit? You're just so good at him. And I'm like, yeah, but he's bad. I'm good.
Yeah. And it took like and that was like 2 years perfecting him, right? So
yeah, basically.
It's really great. I think let's see. I think that'd be a great place to cut it off. What do you think, Nick? Can I have your input about it?
Oh, I thought this was all great, but yeah, no, fuck Nappa, dude. I fucking
for real.
No, Devin, you say you don't lab. You're a lab monster. You got the heart of one at the very least, because you're always figuring shit out with your characters. It does not matter how good, like their tier doesn't matter. You are going to optimize the shit out of your characters, and it's when your characters are good that you start like, you know, like destroying like good players and shit, you know. And even when you're playing bad characters, you're always doing like pretty fucking well. Nappa is such like a strong example of the type of character that you just fucking just pop off with for no goddamn reason. You had no reason to go to get as good with Nappa as you did. You had no reason, but it fucking worked out. You know so much shit about, you know way more about Nappa and like the characters that you play than like I probably know about my characters. Like definitely.
I have forgotten more about Nappa than you will ever know about your main. I guarantee it.
It's wild. This has been really fun. I like the dichotomy of like well, first of all, just like how much we knew each character, because you guys were both almost familiar with Superman, kinda, but like not really.
Been 2 years, dude.
Yeah, I know. So it's been a long time, and you guys didn't really play that game, so you guys didn't really know much. And then
it's also been 2 years.
And 2 years. I knew Eddy Gordo, but Devin didn't, and then both Dakota and I were pretty familiar with Nappa and sort of the history of that character, going from like an actual like dog shit, but you know, super like has like a lot of shit you can learn character, to the absolute monster he is now. And so I thought I thought that was a really fun things to go. I also love how both I'm like, bro, my character's cheap as fuck. Devin, you're like, my character used to be really bad and it sucked, but now he's cheap as fuck. Hell yeah. And Dakota's fucking like dooming about the fact that his character's broken.
I think look, man, I feel really bad when I game with someone and they get really, really mad. It's like, I'm sorry, man. Like, would you rather play fucking King and just grab you all the time? Like, what do you want from me? This is just how no one's happy. Here's the thing. We're all friends. We don't like playing against each other at fucking all. We fucking hate playing each other. I do not understand how we're still friends after like 5 years. This makes no fucking sense.
I am the only skillful one here, and no one else is. Is what we all think. Is what we all think. Yeah.
So I think I think this is pretty much the end. Like, do you want to do any like words of wisdom about your character, or just what do you want to say?
Let's all describe our character in one sentence.
One sentence? Oh shit.
One sentence describe Superman, one sentence describe Eddy, and then I'll come up with something for Nappa.
All right, I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
I got one. I'll go first. Spitty man go wee grab.
I think that was the stream title of the Jim Mashima stream.
Really?
No.
No.
But that would be very accurate.
Yes.
Fucking, oh god, Superman. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and will take your ass to the blast zone.
We'll blast your ass.
And we'll blast your ass.
That is a Superman guaranteed promise.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Devin? What's yours?
Go, my little demon. Hold down the neutral for me.
You mean, okay, sorry, are you talking about Nappa or any of the other characters that you play in any fighting game? You always...
We do not have time to get into the archetype argument, okay?
No.
Get to that later.
Another day.
I was going to play the little guy character.
Devin, I thought you were going to say, like, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
I was considering just saying fuck you as my quote.
That you know what? Fuck you for all of us would be perfect. Fuck you for all the characters we play.
Yup.
Fuck you for everyone here. Fuck you.
Fuck you. All right.
This has been Corner Combo.
That was Corner Combo. All right.
Welcome to the corner.
Welcome to the corner, motherfucker.
You will die. We all play characters where if you're in the corner, you're just dead.
You're dead.
That's awesome.
Wow, this almost like this title means something. It's crazy.
All right. Goodbye.